Hello, welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. In this week's edition, we're going to be covering a topic that's been around for a long time, a feature on the Echo known as follow-up mode. But there's a new way to utilize it, and we're going to discuss how you can do that this week. But before we get into that content, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, welcome back. For those new listeners that are listening today, let me introduce myself real quickly. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program, and we'd like to welcome you to our podcast here. We have little nuggetized episodes that teach you about features on the Echo you may not be familiar with or have been added in recent times. For those that have been listening for some time, we'd like to welcome you back as well. And for either one of you, if you'd like to reach out to us with ideas, show topics, or just general feedback, or you'd like to support us, please reshare our podcast on Facebook and Twitter, and whatnot. If you have topics or ideas for future episodes, you're welcome to reach out to Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. We're on Facebook and we're on Twitter, and we'd love to take your comments and feedback. You can also go to our website, goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, and you can find a way to correspond with me there as well. Okay, well, we're going to press right on. So the feature we're going to discuss today has actually been around in the settings for quite a while and has been mimicked by all sorts of other virtual assistants, including the Google Assistant. Trying to think if Siri ever copied it or not. I'm blanking on that right now, and whether Cortana did. But what it's called, and I guess you could say, I think the Echo pioneered this, is called follow-up mode. And the idea is part of, kind of seamlessly, getting us towards that Star Trek future where Captain Kirk's talking to the computer. And what it allows you to do is trigger the Echo with a typical command, whatever the wake word is. Typically it's going to be the A-lady name. And you're going to say that, and then she'll go, okay, what do you want to know? The little light will, perk up on the top, and you give your command, what's the weather report, or what's 2 + 2. Now, with follow-up mode, what it allows you to do is ask a follow-up question without stating her name again. So like I said, before you've been able to toggle this on and off in the settings, you had to burrow down quite a ways. It was echo by echo, if I remember correctly, so you had to turn it on separately on each device. If you had 5 devices throughout your house, you'd have to enable each one separately. So it was a little bit burdensome. Plus, it wasn't always useful, and so mixed results there. Now, after what it does is it basically continues to listen for roughly, I think, 5 seconds after the initial question to see if there's any follow-up questions. So we're going to test it here now. Now, I couldn't remember if we had demonstrated this before. I know we've discussed it, I think, in Season 1. But the new feature we're going to address today is the ability to verbally enable it or disable it, which I think is really a really nice bonus. Let's say you need to go through 10 different calendar appointments, or you need to do some arithmetic or something where you want to do a lot of back-to-back calculations or prompts. And you're sitting there with your, with your notepad, or you're ready to write something down, and you just need to ask the Echo several things without having to say her name every time. Well, you could easily toggle this feature on, and then do your thing, and then toggle her back off if you don't want to keep it on all the time. So I think that's going to be a really nice advantage. Okay, so once again, the term's name is follow-up mode, and we're going to demonstrate it here. Once again, this isn't perfectly mic'd. I'm doing this in the classroom today. I am going to be probably setting up a better way to mic our echo here and get it directly on the recording, so it might be a little distorted here. So let me turn my echo's ears on. Okay, so there we go. It's ready to go, and we're going to now give it the command. Alexa, turn on follow-up mode.
Follow-up mode is now on.
Okay, so we're ready to go. So let me give you an example of how we do this. And by the way, I guess I should have said beforehand, if you have an echo in hearing distance of me, you might want to turn its ears off. If you're listening to this on your echo, you should be okay, though. All right, so let me press on. Let's do some math. How about that? Alexa, what's 2 plus 2?
2 plus 2 is 4.
What's 4 plus 6?
4 plus 6 is 10.
What's 10 plus 7.75?
10 plus 7.75 is 17.75.
What's 17.75 squared?
17.75 squared is 315.0625.
Thank you.
Anytime. Have a good morning, David.
Okay, so there you go. Now, I think you can, like I just did there at the end, prompt it to stop. You could say thank you or stop. But obviously, if you didn't say anything within that 5-second window, it's just going to shut its ears off until it's prompted by its name again. But that's all there is to it, and in case I accidentally turned on yours at home and you want to shut it off, let me show you that as well. It's the same command. Alexa, turn off follow-up mode.
Follow-up mode is now off.
Okay, so it's that simple to turn it on and off. So you might find some utility with that, and just thought I'd bring that to your attention. It's been around a while, but I like the ability to now verbally turn it on and off. Well, once again, I mentioned some of the ways you can support us or check in with us. I will mention 2 other things here at the end of the episode. If you'd like to subscribe to our newsletter, which is really focused on the Echo, a few other voice assistants, but primarily our program is focused on those with visual impairments in Southwest Virginia. So other accessibility tools that they might utilize. You're welcome to go to goodwillvalleys.com/newvision and subscribe to our monthly newsletter. It's free, there's no cost, and it lists links to probably the last month's worth of Echo episodes, our Echo Tips podcast. Lastly, too, if you'd like to, you're welcome to, if you're interested in some sort of sponsorship opportunities, you're welcome to contact our development team at development at goodwillvalleys.com. Well, we thank you for listening. It's time to turn the ears on your Echo back on, start practicing some of the many things that you've learned, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.